Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bald and Bonkers Show. Join your hosts Christopher Mole and Dakota Franson as they take you on a wild ride through the world of the supernatural, with a humorous twist that'll have you laughing and shaking in your boots at the same time. From ghosts to aliens to cryptids, no topic is off limits on this show. And the best part? You don't have to be a believer to join in on the fun. So grab a drink, kick back, and tune in every weekend for new episodes. And if you want even more of the Bald and Bonkers experience, be sure to subscribe to our Patreon page for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Let's get weird. Oh, and for the whiners out there, viewer discretion is advised. There you go, you entitled pricks.
Been took, ladies and gentlemen. He's been beamed up. They've took him, and they're doing diabolical things to him. So Dakota, where have you been when I've been sitting here waiting on you?
Busy.
Do tell. Share with the group. You know, I was actually worried about him. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, it was like, oh, he's usually in before me, and I was actually kind of worried about him. You know, so what's been happening, Dakota? What's been happening this week? What's new?
What hasn't been happening?
So, ladies in the chat, who we got in there? We've got Stephanie, nearly called you Stephen again there. I know it's just a kind of joke that we've got. My God, man, you're off black tonight. Well, I can't even see you. Dobby's Sock. I always thought it was Dobby Socks. Did you change your name, Dobby Sock? Did it used to be Dobby Socks? Have you been doing like any weird experiments, Dakota? You've not been doing any like weird experiments or anything like that? That's just weird. You look weird. Doesn't it look weird, guys? Dots, MC, good to see you, my friend. Hey, everyone. Love from Ireland. That's actually quite cool, that what you've got on there. What is that? A colour feature? Because your eyes are like jet black. So, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. I was out today. I didn't do any ghost stuff today or anything like that. I've not been very well, actually. I've had a kind of upset stomach. And I think it's because I was out in the sun too much yesterday. Or weird stuff happening through the night. But I think that's what it's done. It's been massive thunderstorms here today. So if I disappear all of a sudden, it's no the CIA or NSA. It might be, I don't know. It might be my internet that drops. Because my cell signal's been coming in and out with the thunderstorms. And there's my dog barking out the back. Ladies and gentlemen. The dog
Christopher's starting to realize that he's Jesse's girl.
I know. I can't. I'll play with you after.
Whoa!
Oh God. Well, she likes me when I throw her balls, you know. What's that there? Dobby Sock. My son named me Chris. I'm just one of Dobby's pair of socks. There you go. Chris, that's not Dakota. Wait, have you been doing anything you shouldn't have tonight, Dakota? I did tell you something would happen yesterday. Have you been doing any experimentation with the great ones from beyond?
And this is why I know 99% of the shit that comes out of your mouth is utter shit.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's not had his morning coffee, ladies and gentlemen. So, do tell
if
us
only I was a coffee drinker.
Yeah, you know a coffee drinker? I thought you drank coffee.
No, not really.
Do you know what are the things that your eye was drinking? You were drinking one the other night. Was it a Slurpee kind of thing? What was that?
But what are you talking about?
You were drinking out something the other night there when you were on the show. It looked like a nice a slushy or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's just a soda.
So, subject tonight, have you heard any more about what's going on and with this supposedly alien encounter in Las Vegas and alien encounters all over the world? What have you been hearing?
It seems like there's already a lot of falsified information trying to go out in
Right.
order to contaminate it.
Yes, I've noticed that. I have
Mm.
noticed that. That's why I believe the whistleblower 99%, right? There is a part of me that's like, it's obviously a setup, right? That in Las Vegas, the UFO, it did look real flying through the sky in that, right? But come on, it is true in day and age what cameras be, and they went out the back and they went and filmed it, and it's terrible grainy picture. And you're going to agree, well, that is a grainy picture. You see where his dad's got something in his hand and he's like threatening it, right? And you can see it stoning down. I actually taken that picture today and I put it through my photo editor thing. I can't make out that much. I can just make out this person's head or whatever it is, his head, which is standing there. I don't know if there's a wee bit of jiggery pokery. There's a Scottish word for you. A bit of fakery going on here with that. I just feel, yeah.
No. The incident in Las Vegas was a real one.
Yeah.
Maybe not genuine beings,
No.
but nevertheless.
No. But what gets me is, right, how did it take off so quickly without any noise? I know that anti-gravity devices, this is what gets me. I've been sitting thinking about this, and I don't know if the people in the chat all think the same, right? The guy's story, the boy's story, I've watched it on TikTok and YouTube. I've watched the story, right? Him telling what happened. He changes it every time he does like a wee interview with somebody, just slightly, which I find interesting. And he says, "Oh, there was a big bang out the back," and then the next interview there was a bang out the back. Why was there a bang? What was the bang? If this is an anti-gravity device or an anti-gravity thing, surely to God it could have come down to the ground and just stopped. Or is this just like, I know it's no make-believe, but I think it's the US government playing us using their drones or whatever they're called. You know what I'm told? The alien entities are not really alien entities. They're just more, you know what I'm talking about.
They had to draw attention to themselves somehow. The bang was most likely a pop that they may have misconstrued as a drive-by shooting, just simply from the air pressure change from the air around the aircraft just getting hotter all of a sudden.
I just don't know why they couldn't have gave us a better picture of the entities. If it was a better picture of the entities, it would have been more believable. It would have been. It would have been more believable. I just don't see, and this is my honest opinion. Oh, see that dog? Honest opinion, that what happened in Las Vegas. I think it's obviously, as you say, I think it's a total setup. Total setup, the US government with their beings or whatever they've got. What are they anyway? What they're like cybernetic kind of like clones or something like that?
Synthetics, essentially androids.
So basically, they don't have any. Are they controlled somewhere else then?
There is a biological component to them, but they are completely made. The Federation does not risk real crews for those types of interactions.
It's all this that's happened, all this whistleblower and that. There's something doesn't add up, and I just don't trust it. I don't. That guy in the Pentagon, he got 100%. He was allowed to do that 100%, right? It's as you say, it's maybe the Federation is making it come out, but I just don't trust it. There's just something. There's a warning. I keep getting warning signs. I don't know why. It's weird. I do trust in the Federation and stuff like that, and I hope it's true and stuff like that. But there is a bit of me that's, I don't know. I just don't trust it. They've got something else planned. I think they have got something else planned.
And you're starting to sound like a bunch of the frauds out there.
Well, I'm not. See, this is the thing, right? I don't know what happened, and I think we need to be very careful here. I know there's frauds out there. There's loads of them out there saying, "Oh, why the intergalactic, the aliens? There's got to be a Project Bluebeam. There's got to be a fake alien invasion. There's got to be Look, I've seen it on YouTube. Last night I watched that before I went to bed. I seen it all over TikTok. That's diabolical. It's full of it. There's something just no right. And I do trust in the Federation and stuff like that. And I hope that it is them. But I'm going to sit back until I can figure out what it is. And that's what I'm going to say about it.
Sitting is exactly what caused this planet to be in the position
exactly.
it is today.
But but it's not my fault. The Earth's like this. I mean, the Earth's a total shithole now with the wars that's raging across the continents. Look at America. Let's look at the mighty American people, right? That love their oil and love their gadgets. A throwaway society here. Now let's look at the America, right? It's at one time it was a superpower. I wouldn't say it is the superpower anymore. There's rising superpowers throughout the world. Look at China and stuff like that. Things are going downhill. You just need to look at San Francisco. You just need to look at the homeless in San Francisco and major cities in the United States to see that society is breaking down, right? Los Angeles, right? Look at that district that's cost millions of dollars for a house, and now there's fires burning in the middle of the streets and stuff. America caused a lot of wars. And I'm going to admit this. So did the UK. We are your lapdogs. We are your lapdogs. We jump and we do what America says, right? So I'm not blaming just America here, right? You've got Australia, you've got Britain, you've got France, you've got Germany, you've got all the wee lapdogs of the United States. The all does, look at Nord Stream 2, for instance. Look at Nord Stream 2. Now, there's an interesting one. They blamed it on the Russians, right? There was no way the Russians could have got near that. No way whatsoever. It was the British that did that. Did it. Produced a lot. Right? And America has caused nothing but suffering. And so has Britain. I feel like I'm in the bad side. And that's my true honest opinion. I feel like I am in the bad side right now. And well, you just need to look at the pollution in the world. I am not saying that Russia's good or anything like that. Look at Russia. They've done bad things to. Look at China. China is the most polluting country in the world, right? They're burning oil and coal, large quantities here, right? But so is this. This is the thing, right? Everybody thinks that climate change, that's a total different subject, right? Climate change, right? And if you get into that, leave that after now. We had the technology. People disappeared. That was the US government, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that made those people poof disappear. What's your thoughts on this, Dakota? What's your thoughts on how the world could have been run differently?
It's no secret that any truly innovative measures were quickly suppressed before being able to release the general public, like I've said before on several times. There's several committees that actually put a stronghold on the infrastructure to make sure products are not made to last. They are made to deteriorate.
Exactly.
So their pockets get lined with more money.
Yeah, let's look at the car industry. Cars could be made better. They could be made more safely. They could be made to last longer, right? I learned an interesting fact the other day that I know someone that works for Ford, right? He works in a British plant. And I was talking to him, and he was telling me, he says, see like Ford vehicles. And he says they're designed to break after 3 years. They're designed to break down. The car manufacturers make more money, and this is ridiculous, by the way. they make more money selling spare parts than selling cars.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you know at one time, I can't remember the maker, what was it? I can't remember, it'll come to me, but it was an American car maker. It went out of business a long time ago, but in the 1960s, it brought a car out. And this thing could drive 100,000 miles without needing anything. Didn't need wheel bearings, didn't need springs, didn't need anything. It just lasted, right? That company went out of business because the government put it out of business because they couldn't sell any parts. And it's like Big Pharma. You're right, Dobie Sock in the chat. It's like Big Pharma, the US companies, Big Pharma, the US companies, where they make pills, right, to help people with like rare types of cancer, children in particular here, right? It costs them what? To make 10 of these pills, it costs them like 10 cents, right? And then they charge something ridiculous like $100 a pill.
Mm-hmm.
American company again. Probably British company because you've obviously got we talk about the vaccines and stuff. If you want to go down that kind of road, if we talk about what's been happening in the world now, need I say more?
Mm-hmm.
That
When it
honestly,
comes to the hospitals itself, our insurance structure is the reason why. There was a time in history where going to the hospital would cost as much as a couple weeks worth of groceries at most.
Yes.
You pay for the treatment plus a little bit of profit on top, so the hospital can keep things running. And that's it.
You're going to get the people out there that say, "Aye, but Chris, you're in the UK. You get free healthcare." Aye, we do get free healthcare, but we're taxed to fuck. We're taxed in everything. The UK. Why? Look at America. Why did you want rid of England? Right, because of the taxes. That's what caused the revolution and all that. Right? It's ridiculous. In the UK, you pay tax and everything. A packet of cigarettes in America. What's a packet of cigarettes in America? 20 cigarettes.
Easy $15 around where I'm at.
Well, I can remember when a packet of cigarettes cost £2. Now you're talking, what would you say, guys, in the chat for the UK? Drew, you smoke in the chat. What would you say about £16, £17 for a packet of cigarettes? I mean, if you go to Spain, right, you can buy a packet of 20 cigarettes, right? You notice my internet's starting to go wonky. You can buy a packet of 20 cigarettes, right, for €2. Two. The same kind in the United Kingdom is about £18 or £19. £13. Thank you very much. What kind's that? I take it that's the one named after the street in London. We'll see them, the blue packet. I'm not naming them, and they're the cheapest of the cheap, probably. And you can buy them in Spain for like £2. I can't try. But over here, they're £13. That's tax. That's tax. And that's what obviously your healthcare pays for your tax and stuff like that. And it's starting to happen in the United States too. This is the sad thing. Because America used to be all about big Ford befores and big tires. And I used to love watching the American programs about their vehicles and stuff. But slowly and gradually, you're going to start paying the same amount for gas as we do. Can you imagine paying, right? I filled my car up yesterday, so let me think. I put 2 gallons in it and it came to £23, right? 2 gallons. 3 gallons was about £20, right? 2.5 gallons was £20, right? So that in dollars, what's that? Nearly $30 for 2 gallons of gasoline.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine paying that? We are big gas guzzling vehicles that get 12 miles to the gallon.
At least with the big gas guzzling vehicles, Mr. Who likes to make fun that I drive a 90 Cadillac.
Hey,
at least my car, if I'm in a situation where I get into a crash, the other person has more damage.
Oh, exactly. you're like driving a tank. You're like driving a tank down the road. But But here's the problem coming. We talk about pollution. We talk about what the humans are doing to this world, right? How many miles to the gallon does your vehicle get, Dakota?
25.
25 miles to the gallon. Is it a catalytic converter or not?
I don't know.
No, it'll no be. When was it made? Was it made before 19 what?
It's 95.
It's a 95, so it's a 95. It doesn't have a catalytic converter then because it's after 1997, 96, 97. So your
Okay.
car doesn't have a catalytic converter. So let's look at. I know Dakota's in the dark. I don't know. I think he's been possessed by one of the aliens. But anyway, never mind that. Look, people are going to have to change their ways. Look at my car, right? I'll admit, I drive an old person's car. I drive a Riva, right? I get 44 miles to the gallon, right? Which is actually really good because I drive slow and I'm old, stupid. There we go. But humans have to change their way. And it's the same with these electric cars. They're a total waste of money and time. There's more pollution comes from an electric car than Dakota's old petrol car.
Mm-hmm.
This is what people don't realize in this world, guys. The woke society think that the magic fairies bring along the electricity, right? The magic fairies bring that. And the batteries in those cars are made by magic fairies. They just materialize. No, they don't. They fucking don't. You have no idea how much it costs to mine lithium. These big machines, these big dumper trucks, right? And I'm talking huge, right? My brother used to drive them. These things get about 4 miles to the gallon, right? Diesel, right? Right. So say that's going back and forth, mine away, right? But then you've got other mines, mining cobalt, mining gold, mining silver, mining copper, mining steel. It's a fucking joke, man. It really is. Humanity needs to change its ways. I'll agree there. It totally has to change its ways. But we can't do it with the technology, which again, the US government have got stashed away in a bunker somewhere in Nevada.
Nikola Tesla was already trying to upheave everything that is the foundation for how society is nowadays. You're making the comparison that soon America is going to be following a lot of the UK's examples. When you really think about it, historically speaking, the United States is that stubborn teenagers that rebelled and started to realize maybe their parents were onto something. When it comes to the smokers, they goes prove that people are desperate enough to shell out thousands of dollars of cash, even though they know damn well their habit is killing them.
But what I'm saying to you about America is not the great nation it used to be anymore. America will not be a superpower much longer. It will still be a superpower, but it'll not be the way everything's gone now with that idiot that you've got in the power. And believe me, I've got an idiot too. We've got 2 idiots in power. But the way everything's going now, the financial system's got to crash, and it's going to crash, guys. It's going to tumble and it's going to burn. They're printing money and they're printing money. Where are they getting this? This is what doesn't get me. Where are they getting all this money for? Where are they getting it for? Because they're in debt to their eyeballs. The United States in debt to their eyeballs to China, which people don't realize. I mean, there's bits China actually own parts of the United States because they've been selling it back in land. Did you know that?
That's where Chinatown comes from. You also got to consider 5G towers are property of Huawei.
Right. Yep.
They're Chinese made. Well, then again, but then you can say Dakota. Well, 90% of the world is Chinese made. Yeah, and look what happened when we had to shut down everything coming out of China.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still not recovered from that shit.
We need a clean slate. That's what we need. We need a clean slate. Everything needs to collapse before it's anyway. There's too many people super rich. There's too many of them, and there's people out there get trillions and trillions of dollars. I mean, is that fair? They've maybe made that through unthingly ways, right? But is it fair to the society, the world? The society can't grow if there's the little people in the bottom, and then there's these people at the top that think they can run everything. And I think they're trying to hold on to power. They're trying to hold on to power right now. They're trying to hold on to other trillions. What's the worst thing a billionaire hates the most is waking up one morning and realizing he's a millionaire. And it's the same with a millionaire waking up one morning and realize he's not a millionaire anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a clean slate. I think the financial system or the world, everywhere in the world, just needs to collapse.
It's going
completely. Oh yeah. It needs to be a new kind of system that brings a fair system gets brought. I know this CBDC thing, which is absolutely stupid waste.
Mm-hmm.
The no freedoms and 15-minute cities shite, right? There needs to be something done. There's too many people out there with too much money. Can you imagine if you take on like Bill Gates? What's Bill Gates worth, Dakota?
Yeah.
Just a rough guess. Doesn't need to be right.
A few billion? I don't know.
A few billion, right? A few billion, right? I mean, $1 billion. Can you imagine what $1 billion would do for, say, building schools in the United States?
Mm-hmm.
Or, say, free hospital care for the homeless in the United States? That's just $1 billion. And then there's people out there with like maybe $5 or $6 trillion. I mean, the extraterrestrials that are looking at this planet now, if I was one of them and I was sitting in my ship, I honestly would be like, fuck's sake, man, this planet's fucked. Unless it changes its ways. Unless it does change its ways. It needs to change its ways. But it'll not happen until the superpowers that control everything fall.
The world's richest family out of Saudi Arabia, their wealth is well in even above the trillions.
What have you gold
altogether? They could, I mean, mind you, there's places in Saudi Arabia that have so much fucking money they literally have gold bar vending machines.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And their police, cars. Yeah, and their police forces are rigged out in the fastest Lamborghinis plated with 24 karat gold.
Yep.
I would love to check it out personally one day, just to see. But nevertheless, they could literally just say fuck everybody and disappear and not run out of money in their lifetimes.
Interesting thing. It's actually interesting you brought up the Saudis. See, the Saudis actually brought in slave labor for China and other countries to build their buildings, right? And do you know that there was thousands and thousands of workers died building those buildings? And it was all covered up because money covers everything up. I know somebody that works in Saudi Arabia on one of the new buildings that's getting built. He makes £1,500 a day. And that's the lowest paid job that he's in. He's got people, he knows people that make about $3,000 or $4,000 a day. Can you imagine making $4,000 or $5,000 a day? I mean,
it's called hazard pay.
Yeah. But imagine paying that. Imagine getting paid that. I mean, it's as Keen there Jackson says, the Queen had 200. See, what is it? The Queen's crown was worth something ridiculous, like $60 billion or something like that. The Indians actually wanted that diamond back, but they'll not give them back. Britain will not give them it back. That's rightfully India's. Did you know that?
Same for the obelisks.
Yeah,
same for the obelisks. The Egyptians want those back, but the UK's not going to fork that over.
Oh no! What's India got to do? Invade the UK? They'll no last 10 seconds. Get what I mean? The technology that they've got, America's standing behind them. And this is why with the UFO thing, they know there is. I think people, right? I believe it's happening. I believe disclosure is finally happening, right? But I believe there's other people going to jump onto this bandwagon, right? And I believe they're going to try and play it for themselves. I'm not saying it's the good ones. I'm saying the bad ones are going to do the same. You think about it. They're going to fight this. They're going to fight the Federation. They're going to fight you to the bitter end because they're going to lose everything. And they will try everything in their power, including starting a nuclear war, including, look at that power station in Ukraine. Did you hear about it in the news tonight, ladies and gentlemen? See that bridge that collapsed? Well, it wasn't it? It was a reservoir that's collapsed. It's lost its cooling. It could go into meltdown in the next 24 hours. Isn't that strange? And here's an even better one. See the dam that blew up? They said it was the Russians. It wasn't the Russians. It was the Ukrainians that blew up their own dam.
Why do you think the UK is actually trying to suppress one of the biggest global distributors of Russian news?
Aye, exactly.
Installing criminal fines for even visiting the website.
I know. It's mad. It really is, guys. And this is, people have to wake up and realize that your government isn't your government anymore. The government that polices everything now is corrupt. It's gone.
But that's
It's
the
all
thing.
gone. It's
The exact people that think the government should be taking care of them, that all their needs should be met, and the government should do this, the government should do that. Those people are implemented by design.
Do you want to hear something that happens in the UK? And I don't know if Dobie knows about this. In the United Kingdom, the Houses of Parliament voted to allow the World Health Organization powers. So if there's another pandemic, right, they can come in and make everybody go into lockdown, right? Right? But there was House of Lords, right? There was all these lords and MPs that were against it. And they says, oh, we're not voting for that. Because it's a government. You've got the freedom of speech. Well, supposedly freedom of speech, right? And they says, no. We're a sovereign country. This is not happening. This is not happening. Do you know that our glorious government, our glorious new government, do you know what they've went and done? They've enacted a special power that was created by Henry. Was it Henry V? Dobie? King Henry V, something about maybe 16 or 1700 years ago, or something stupid like that. And to basically bypass the people in the Houses of Commons, right? So as the Prime Minister can just sign this thing and bring it in. And all these lords and all these MPs are like, but you can't do that. And they're like, tough. I think it said, yes, it's a treaty, Chris, supposedly to be in around about 2024. Now, they actually used a law for like the 14th century so as they could bypass the Houses of This is how corrupt your government is. This is the madness. The madness. And you know there'll be people like that. Oh, Chris, I can't believe you went against the government. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's what people were watching this right now. I know people run about me and they'll be like, they won't be burnt at the stake for what I've just said.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because the government would never do that. The government don't lie. The government don't hide UFOs. UFOs don't exist. Need to say more? I mean, let's look at the US government, a really quick one. What did the US government do after World War II, Dakota, to its US soldiers? And they didn't tell them, come on. Well, they tested the nuclear bombs. What did they do to the soldiers?
Made them stand within the blast radius.
Yes.
And watch.
Oh, don't worry. You've got a tin helmet. You'll be fine. They're all dead now with cancer. I think there's one left. I don't know.
You also have to realize the intensity of a nuclear blast makes it to where the human eye can visibly see the skeleton.
Yes, I've heard that. I have heard that. That's really interesting, that. Look, the world's... We need a total... I'll tell you what we need. We need the food system tore down. Every world leader needs to be replaced. Every one of them. Because they're all corrupt. Every one of them. I mean, there's people out there say, aye, we could have one world government. Aye, we could have one world government if the people vote the people in. No, if they just pick a random few trillionaires that have been living in a bunker through all this. Get what I mean?
Who's to say that organizations such as the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization aren't the first steps aren't the very foundation for the one world government that everybody just allowed to happen.
Yeah. Look, these people that are controlling everything as we speak and making the world as we speak started World War One, and they also started World War Two. They say they were behind Hitler. Hitler had a backer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When all this was happening.
Rothschilds.
Aye. The fucking Rothschilds.
Rothschilds, owners of the
Interesting,
Federal
isn't it?
Reserve. Did you know
Yeah.
that the CIA actually had a plan to slowly implement gender-altering chemicals into Hitler's food to slowly make him into a woman over the course of the war?
Oh my god, I did not know that.
I just learned
Mrs.
this
Hitler.
today. I just learned this today. Yes. And yet, so many are trying to push these drugs on children that would be able to see past the BS because they haven't been indoctrinated by their parents. But when you really think about it, unfortunately, and again, this actually traces back to the Nazis, the Rothschilds,
Yeah.
ladies, your freedoms to be able to try to seek equality amongst men was a movement taken advantage of by the Rothschilds, so you would get off your ass, get a job so you can be taxed. The degradation, the total degrading of the family unit. So everyone, yeah, there may be a family in a household, but dad's eating at dinner one time, mom's eating dinner at another time, kids are eating dinner at a separate time and already in bed. There's no actual interaction. There's no unit to where people would actually come together in times of crisis. This has all been brewing since at least the 1940s. Yeah, actually, it's been brewing longer than that, but since the 1940s, roughly around the time of the Second World War, that's when it started hitting in mass, right as Nazis who are starting to be integrated into world governments as part of similar projects to Project Paperclip.
Yeah. As the old saying goes, the Nazis never really lost the war.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these, where was it? Where's that place? Where's that? Is the economics forum? This thing that they did. What is it? With the Klaus Schwab and all that. Where was that held? Was it Geneva?
Switzerland, yeah.
Switzerland. Did you see that? It didn't last long before our amazing police force in YouTube took it down. You know what I'm talking about. But there was actually a woman doing a speech, and below it there was the swastika. And but I know that means a lot of different things. I know it means the swastika in different ways means peace symbol. It's the Buddhist symbol and stuff like that, right?
Fortune.
Yeah, but look at Klaus Schwab, man. He's more corrupt than Ed, man. Honestly, it's really takes. I really get annoyed with this. I really do. To think that all those people that our grandfathers and grandmothers and stuff that fought these tyranny, right? Is that man? That went funny there. Strange that, isn't it? But anyway, that fought this have died for basically what's going on right now. And I'll tell you something now, I'm absolutely sickened the way the world's turned out. The younger generation is fucking terrible. And you came up and talking about, look, I've got nothing against men with men, women with women, right? But when it starts taking it, doing the course it's in right now, if what they're doing in schools and what they're doing in public bathrooms and stuff like that, I just don't know.
How many people are actually stepping away from those movements because they are already realized that it is no longer about achieving equal treatment. It's a power play to try to make your so-called oppressors feel the same way. In fact, there's probably going to be a lot of people trying to call me a misogynist, but let's go to something a little bit more recent, the Me Too movement. Now, by all means, for God's sakes, it's about damn time these ladies started standing up for themselves instead of just keeping everything hush-hush about what's been going on. I fully support it. But how many... do you realize how much of a spike in falsified reports have emerged?
No,
because of certain individuals taking advantage of these reports.
Oh, I know.
Completely lying through their teeth. And the whole social stigma about it. People not even hearing the fact that these people were found completely innocent. And patronizing them to the point they take their own lives.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I watched a thing tonight. Strange you were talking about this. Actually, I was watching a thing tonight, and it was these women were protesting against transvestites. Right, they were protesting because this is what they were protesting against. So one of them was an Olympic. One of them was an Olympic swimmer, right? And she went to swim at her local. It was a big event today in her state or something like that, right? And she went to swim it, and she was beaten by a man. But it was an all-women swimmers competition. It was an all-women swimmers competition. And you should see this guy. He's tall. He's the same height as you. He's tall as any.
I know the situation you're talking about, but here's the thing. The situation was actually a tie, but because the other individual was trans, that's what they went for. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Did you hear about a 14-year-old kid? It was like 12-year-old kid, not even in high school yet. He's at a Pokemon tournament that's being streamed, officially sponsored by Nintendo.
Yeah, I think I've heard about this.
He's nervous about being on camera, realizing the millions of people watching. They ask him about his pronouns. He starts laughing. And you can tell it's kind of a nervous laughter.
Yeah.
Not even 15 minutes goes by into this card game. They completely shut it down and he's banned.
Yeah.
He's a fucking kid.
I know. There was a protest the other day there, and I think it was in Canada to be exact. Sure, I think it was Canada, and it was all these women, and they were women. For birth, they were women. And they were protesting against bathroom use by transgenders, right? And the transgenders brutally attacked. I don't know if you've seen that, brutally beat them up. The men beat the women up, real women up, right? And who did the police arrest?
The women.
The women. Even though on camera, the men did
Same thing. Same thing with that swimmer.
It's not the
one who's been raped. Well, yeah. Here's also another thing. Do you realize that anybody who wants to undergo hormonal treatments has to take a psychiatric evaluation?
Yeah.
Because of the effects that those drugs have?
Oh, yeah.
They have to make sure they can handle the mental load. There's individuals around me, I'm shocked that they even went that far, who went for the full transition off themselves, threatened their families.
Yep. I will say what's happening in the US. I heard that some states have actually made it illegal for like children under a certain age to be maids because their mother and fathers were making them become a woman. There was that. What's actually happening there?
Some states are trying to step in because they realize the parents are trying to. Here's the thing. A number of childhood psychologists have realized a majority of these children trying to say they want to be a girl. There is essentially a level of grooming that's taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing to honestly ask. It's a legitimate question. Any young boy who's saying they want to be a girl, you need to examine their home life real quick. Because what are the chances that these young boys are in households where they feel that say like their sisters are being favored over them.
Yeah. Look, there's nothing wrong. What I'm going to say here, if a boy wants to be a girl, right, fair dues. If a lassie wants to be a man, fair dues. If a man wants to go with a man, fair dues. If a woman wants to go with a man, fair dues. It's this movement we're going on about, guys, and that's what I about to clarify to you. It's the movement that's going on about the new that's attacking women for being women. Right? That guy that does the Bud Light advert, right? What's his name? What is his name? But it's not. He's actually a woman. I better watch what I'm saying.
Dylan something, I don't know.
Right. Did you hear his latest? Right. She says that she's a woman, right? So I'm going to do this properly.
And that
right?
her girlfriend is the one to get her pregnant.
Yes.
I'm
And
sorry.
Did you hear else what he said? He says, wait for this. He says he likes women. He says he's a lesbian, right? He's a lesbian.
Nah,
He prefers women. Am I missing fucking something here, by the way? Because he's a man. He likes going out with a woman.
honestly, I didn't even
He's a
know
woman.
who the hell this Dylan Mulvaney was until this whole Bud Light shit started. To be
That's
completely
funny.
to be completely honest, I had no clue.
You go to admit
Then-
it's funny, what's happened with Bud Light.
And it's getting kind of annoying how much certain conservative channels are completely obsessed with him. It's like, okay, you're only giving him more numbers. That's all you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just
But
his whole thing. You realize how his whole thing about transitioning into a woman got started, right?
No, actually, I don't actually know that much about him because I can't start him. I think he's a prick, but that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, he was dressing up as a woman for TikTok videos to make fun of emotional mood swings. You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see that? Did you see the thing that was taken off the air? He was sitting amongst all these people, and it was a morning show in America, and there was a guy sitting. Did you see it? And she's going, oh, I can't wait to have a child. I'm ready. It was going on about, she was going on about having a child. Naturally. I can't wait to have a child. Naturally. And the guy went, as you fucking take the piss, you're a man.
All right. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say this. Where's it coming out?
What?
Where's the kid going to come out?
What do you mean?
Where's the kid going to come out?
That's a good point. Through his left nostril.
I was like, for fuck's sake, Chris, that's just not a hard question to ask. I was like, it's basic high school.
You're breaking up. He's breaking up, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot hear him.
Oh,
see,
well, shut up.
You're breaking up. Look. Aye. Who's that in the chat there? Who's that? Nick KP74.
Is this I don't know. That's a new one. Hello. The kid's AJ is called about hormone monsters. Yeah, Big Mouth. Yeah. I've heard of it, never seen it myself.
Look, it's getting ridiculous now, right? It is getting bad now because I ken somebody that's in the United States. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not saying their name. And their kid came home for school before. I think it's, what do you call it? It's kids are out now in school.
Yeah, most are.
Yeah. It was about a month ago, and he was telling us that his kid came home from school. I think it's what do you call that in America? It's like primary school here. No,
elementary.
The very first school you go to.
Elementary, dear Watson.
Right. Elementary, dear Watson. Very good. Sherlock. You got behind me.
Like, anyway, he's saying I'm breaking up for him, so I had to say something for him to get it through his head.
Every now and again, you break up off for me for some weird reason, right?
I was about to say, ladies and gents, are we coming through for you?
She's first. The wee boy was, or the wee lassie, I'm sorry, was first. this is her first year, right? And she came home and she says, Dad, they were sitting talking to her father and her mother. She says, Daddy, there was a man came to the school today. And he went, okay, what was that? Oh, he was dressed as a woman and he was showing us how to have
Yeah.
with another man. He was showing us pictures how to do it with a man and a man. Not with a woman and woman. It was just how to do it with a man and a man.
Yeah.
His father lost the plot, phoned the school board or whatever, and talking about changing schools and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's indecent exposure. That's
Oh no! Seemingly it was allowed. Seemingly it was allowed. It's allowed. It was allowed in the school.
No, it's like no, that's child pornography.
That's what it is. Aye, exactly. It's fucking disgusting.
That's child pornography. That's essentially grooming these kids.
Aye.
To
look what happened. But look what happened with that. What was it? The American was it a governor? He seen the video of this happen and he demanded the teacher was fired.
Yeah, Texas.
Aye,
Texas. It wasn't a teacher. He looked at all. There was this in fucking Texas of all places. You wouldn't expect.
I know.
Well, yeah, all these teachers were trying to say, they were talking about, Matt. They're calling them maps and not pedos, and kids were getting in trouble for saying the word pedophile and all this. And finally, the dude said, "I talked with our judges. You are to either immediately hand in your resignation, or you will be arrested."
Aye, exactly. It's absolutely fucking sickening that our world is turning into this. And it's true what Sonny the Naked Bigfoot says. It's child abuse. It is child abuse. And it needs to stop. But see, because I've said this, I'm now a hater against that community. Even though I agree with gay people and I agree with lesbians and stuff like that, right? I agree with them, right? I'm now a hater against that. It's MD that disagrees with MD. They say that Donald Trump's one of the biggest racists in the world. I watched the thing with Donald Trump tonight, right? And African Americans coming up to him, and one of his sons was joining the US military, and he was so happy to meet Donald Trump, and he was getting his signature. He was getting a baseball ball signed by Donald Trump. And he says, I'm going to be joining the US Army. And Trump's like, he says, oh, well, when I'm back as president, we'll need to meet you up again and stuff like that. You go and get them and stuff like that. Look, I think when he comes back in power, and people know that I'm a Trump supporter, when he comes back in power, I think things will change. I think the war in Europe will end. And I think all the shit that's happening in the US to do and ruin the world with this fucking man.
It's pretty much unanimous. It's pretty much unanimous that
he's got to get
on all sides that if Trump was still in power, Putin would not have followed through with this invasion of Ukraine because he was too much of a motherfucking wild card.
Yeah, the two of them are pals. That's what a lot of people don't realise. If you watch, this is an interesting fact about Donald Trump. It's really interesting. If you watch President Obama, right, or President Joe Biden meeting Putin, they go up to each other, look at each other, and maybe a wee quick shake of the hand, and then they walk away. When President Trump met Mr. Putin, it was like giving him a cuddle and shaking his hand and all that, and thought he was a great guy. The two of them were laughing and joking. I pray to God, I wish to God somebody would put him in power back in power right now, because it would save the world. It probably would save the world.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Trump was the one that got North and South Korean officials to start talking again.
I knew it's all going to pot again. He started firing his rockets again because of that Egypt you've got in bloody, what do you call it? The White House. He's probably wondering about the Oval Office to do, looking for his underwear and pants.
God, no. Everybody's trying to say disaster averted by him signing a bill to raise the debt ceiling. That debt's still there. He's just delaying the inevitable. Chris, hello?
What?
You froze there for a sec.
I heard a weird noise. I heard like a click.
No, you
I heard,
no
I heard pop.
you full on like froze. Like I lost you there.
That's strange.
Huh?
Hmm. Well, we're talking about Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump's an awesome guy. I like to wear his hat now and again just to piss folk off. It's a hobby.
Yep, we've been officially flagged.
No, it's look. We'll never get monetized. So if anybody wants to donate to Building Bonkers, please click on one of the links because we're no monetized, guys, because we actually talk the truth. You don't need to send much, like $1 or $2 or something. We can to run the company, you know. But it's we talk the truth on this channel, and that's why we're, well, what's the word? Ghosted by everybody and stuff like that, you know. You got to love it. See how folks react to Donald Trump hats, man. It's fucking brilliant. I am a proud owner of a couple of Donald Trump hats.
I mean, look at the kids. The story is still coming out about people that are just wearing a random red hat,
I know.
just a red hat, nothing to do with MAGA, who are getting attacked in the street.
I walked into a shop. I'll not say the name of the shop because it's in my place. And I had it on, and she's, "Oh, why have you got his hat on?" I'm like, "Whose hat?" "Donald Trump is a rapist." And I says, "How is he a rapist?" He says, that model, he raped her." And I says, "That's a load of absolute shit. He did not rape her." And this is the mainstream media. They're believing all that shit in the mainstream media.
No, it was like, by all accounts, Stormy Daniels. That was, even she's saying that's not what I said.
I know. And I just didn't talk to them for a good couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Going on at me saying, "How can you support him? He's a creep. He's got to take us into nuclear war."
Have you seen
I
the
says,
issues coming out about Hunter Biden?
I actually brought that subject up in the store. I says, "Well, what about Hunter Biden?" "Oh, he didn't mean it." And I says, "What do you mean he didn't mean it?" He says he had a laptop for child porn and stuff like that.
Not just child porn. Him doing drugs. Him with prostitutes.
Yeah. And they're like, that to me. "Oh well, it can be forgiven." And this is the
Yeah, if it was
brainwashed
just
sheep.
adults.
This is honestly, this is the brainwashed sheep of people today. 99% of people in this world are fucking idiots, right? There's people out there that are absolutely amazing. The people that follow Bald and Bonkers are absolutely amazing. There's people everybody in the chat are absolutely amazing. But why is it in society today there is so many idiots? Why?
Because
Why?
idiots breed quicker.
No, that's true. I mean, how long before he gets voted back in? Is it next year? God, I wish I had a
Yeah,
time machine.
next year's when the elections start running again.
I notice we've lost a few. You notice we've got people that watches but don't ever comment. Wonder who they are.
Yeah, everybody gets their lurkers, man.
Lurkers, everybody's got. Oh, we've just lost another Ian.
Everybody gets their lurkers. I wouldn't count that as anything.
I would just like to say, by the way, welcome Sonny the Naked Bigfoot, welcome Pete into the room and stuff like that. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Need to get you on the show one night, man. We can come in and talk about Donald Trump if you want. I know you like him too.
Yeah, that'll definitely. Well, it's a good thing now that Bald and Bonkers is backed up on Bumble as well as now on Odyssey as well as all of our other platforms. So if any of our episodes suddenly disappear, we have plenty of backups. We have backups of the backups.
If the Bald and Bonkers channel disappears, we've got backups and backups and backups. You know what I mean? Look, see, this is what I said to somebody the other day. This is, I don't want to go down in history as somebody that's stuck with the program. Get my drift? I'm no like a supporter of what's going on. I want when people look this back in many years to come, think, "Holy shit, who are the two of these two guys? One's in black and white, and the other one's absolutely raving mad." But honestly,
I got Sin City vibes going here.
You do. That's a good movie by that, basically. But anyway, Oh, look, I don't want to be seen as one of these folk that's stoning for the regime that we've got in, and I call them the regime. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about. Yeah, I mean, I could go really deep into this and on all the craziness that's happening with free speech and stuff like that. But that's actually a story for another time, as Mike would say. And would you call it? We should do a show on freedom of speech.
Oh dear Lord.
You know. Look, they picked me to be your humble host. Don't you want to, when you finally meet your maker and he says, "Did you like that guy that we sent to you?" You can punch him square in the face.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
the only reason we stuck around is because for some reason we just work.
And a lot of people in this world will think, oh, at the start of the show and all that, they go and they shout at each other and call each other names and that, because folk have actually messaged me, you get that? Oh, why do you let Dakota picking you so much? Look, it's no picking on, it's the way we are, it's the way we work together, right? I call him a dick all the time because he's a dick.
He does.
And he calls me a dick. That's the way it is. Do you know, and this is on my, see the other channel that I did the ghost hunting on, I'll not name it now, but anyway, do you know what somebody messaged me last week and said to me? You know how I was doing the graveyard? You know how I went to the graveyard with Drew's Abandoned Paranormal? Somebody actually sent me a message, says, listen, I don't want to say this, but see the next time you go somewhere, could you please stop the birds from tweeping?
What?
Did you not see it? I removed it for the chat.
What?
Nah, they says to me, please, can you try and stop the birds from tweeping? They're tweeping too much.
Oh God. Oh, I'm having an aneurysm. Oh, okay. It's one thing if you actually knew how to do, like, sophisticated editing and you added birds, just for like atmospheric effect.
No,
you know what I mean?
Fucking,
well, exactly.
I
was out, walking my cat earlier, and I was trying to film the sky because I thought I saw something poking in between the clouds. And I was just like, the birds were all relaxing. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of nice right now. Just sitting here, beautiful day.
Oh, I get them all the
UFOs.
time. I get stupid messages all the time on my channel. I get one the other night that says your camera works okay, but the BBC does a lot better. And I put, well, the BBC's got a budget of like, what is it, 500 million every year or something like that, and I've got a budget of like 20 pence a year or something like that. What do they expect me to do? I mean, oh, there's a bit of shake there. There's a bit of shake there. I've seen better on the TV.
Well, okay.
I could
How
buy
about
one
this? How about this? It's like donate to buy the Bonkers or Ghost Squad Scotland. It's all integrated. It's all integrated in some manner. So that way he can afford one of those handheld rigs that he can attach his cell phone to eliminate that shake as much as possible.
Oh, I get. You should see some of the stupid messages I get. I went to a graveyard. It was last year I got one, and this was the best one. I went to a graveyard, right? No, cemetery actually, because I didn't have a cemetery. But never mind that. It's a story for another time. But anyway, when somebody messaged me and says, listen, I says, I know this is annoying, but could you read me every single gravestone in the graveyard? And I went, there's 900 people buried here. You realize how long that would take?
We had somebody who came with one of our subscription booms who commented, it's like, oh, I'm kind of lost. Can you make a summary video of all the stuff you guys talked about so far? Do you realize how much we jump around? It's like that's why I made that little video saying there's no, continuity, that you have to watch the shows in order to understand things.
People are idiots, right? I'm lucky. I've managed to find quite a lot of nice, good subscribers, right? A lot of really good subscribers.
Speaking of idiots, I'm surprised I haven't seen him tonight. But your brother
He's playing
I
GTA
s-
5 with Muzzy.
Oh, is he? Is he actually? But no.
Mm-hmm.
I know he gets bothered because any dates that are posted
I
on
know.
the shows are in the American format. But I put the dates in the shows
I know, I
when
see
they were recorded, so people could tell if they actually bothered to read
I know.
if it's pre-recorded or live.
I know. Did you see me comment back to him and put him?
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't see any reactions out of him, so that's why I just had to say it.
He messaged me in Facebook afterwards, and I had to message him
Seriously?
back. Yes. Are you on tonight? Again, he asked me, is this live or is it on tonight? It's a bit slow, you know.
I was about to say, I was thinking you were the dumb one.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we work so good together, because after the show, you'll see me physically strangle him.
Well, that's impressive considering we're over 8,000 miles from each other.
I'm going to use my spiritual gifts tonight. Oh, Galactic Federation of Light. Let me join and go into his room while he sleeps and strangle him. See what's going to happen now? I'm worried that if somebody actually comes into your room and strangles you through the night, the police will think it was me because I've said that.
Again, you're over 8,000 miles from me. They'd be pretty fucking impressed.
I know. But see, there you go. Drew's abandoned paranormal vlog.
See?
I got a hat, by the way. Do you want to see my hat? My new hat.
I thought you said heart there for a second.
Do you want to see my hat? No, I got a hat to stop my ears. You should see my ears, by the way. They're luminous red for the sun. What do you think? I kind of get it on, but I think that'll do. What do you think?
You should have worn it like that throughout the show.
You've just went and joined the Madness Network. Thank you for subscribing. We're all mad here. That kind of thing, yeah. Well, yeah.
Welcome to Bald and Bonkers. Don't worry, you get to keep your hair.
I think it looks awesome. What do you think in the chat, guys? Is Pete there? Is Pete Mike the Naked Bigfoot son in the chat? What do you think, Pete? I think it's me. I could be marching up
Drew. Chris would not last in Australia.
You going to Australia? There you go. Are you there? Oh, that's kind of Irish accent. What happened to Marlon to there? That's not really Australia. That.
You ain't gonna be surviving in the outback, mate.
Well, how did you do that? I can't do that. How did you do that?
If I'm around Australian people for too long, it'll slip by itself, and I look like I'm an ass.
When have you been around Australian people? See, people are jealous of this hat. I'm telling you, it's a new hang. It's a new fashion. I'm starting. It's a new fashion. Look, it's anti-earthquake. All that, you know.
No, yeah, Drew. Next thing you know, that Chris could be screaming from the toilet because a python reached out from the toilet seat and bit him right on the arse.
That's nice. Get a bit Irish in that there.
I know, right at the arse. Yeah.
I tell you that don't know there. Drew's abandoned paranormal. Aye, she was running about the graveyard last night. She was, and she got bit by a midgie. Oh, the midges were biting again. In North Dakota, they're not little people.
I've never actually heard people call them midges.
Well,
I'm not the only one who had to ask. I'm not the only one who had to ask.
Everybody in their lifetime in Scotland gets bitten by a midget.
Look, yeah. Well, I'm shocked I didn't get bit while I was over there, to be honest.
No, you never
but then again,
looking for the midges.
No, I was looking for the Nessie.
See, I think that's something totally different. I think that's like a taupe or something. Everybody wants to see him.
Eel. It's an eel.
It's a big eel. You know, there's like Bishop Brian said he wants to go and see Nessie.
Hey, I don't blame him. If you get the opportunity to go.
Well, I was going to send Drew's abandoned paranormal vlog out to wee rowing boat with a GoPro structure.
You're gonna send her with a dinghy.
The wee dinghy, aye, the wee dinghy. This is just erupting into sheer fucking madness now.
But that is why we are Bald and Bonkers.
Exactly. So, what's on this week, Dakota? I've got no shows this week except for Friday night, which I don't know what I'm doing yet.
No.
I'm doing some lives on my other channel through the day. So, what are you doing? Playing any Pokemon?
Well, hey, don't judge me about Pokemon.
You're playing
fucker.
Pokemon. What are you playing that for? It's a Pellier pish. I watched about 10 minutes of you playing it last night. And it was, oh, hello, I'm a latest, I'm this and I'm that, collecting this. And it was, you know, jump about, and there was like squares and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck is this he's watching?
Fuck you. On behalf of the millennials, fuck you.
I'm playing GTA, a man's game,
Well-
where I can run on endless bots.
Yeah, I got bored with GTA, wanted to get a Nintendo Switch, which is actually considered good for like reflex. But anyway, but no, actually this week, I don't know if it's going to be live, but this Tuesday I'm going to be a guest on the Typical Skeptic podcast. How's it going? Apparently he's a fan. Elena apparently recommended me, so
hello.
Yeah, I think he gets jealous that I get more attention from her.
Nah, it's all right. I got all the witches and Wiccans and stuff that are following me about my Ghost Squad channel. It's absolutely fine, you know. It's fine. But look, I
had a joke just pop in my head, but I don't want to say
I
it.
do more the ghosty stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and he does more of the alien stuff. I'm into ghosts. He's into probes. You know, he's always going to.
He's into necrophilia.
You should see the
I'm in
collection of probes he's got.
xenophilia.
He's got big silver ones with flashes that come out the end of everything. It's a story for that.
You're the one that keeps fucking asking for him.
Yeah, I think they get fed up with me. I was annoying them, you know.
At least with the probes, you don't have to deal with splinters between your legs.
You better watch some of my Wiccan witches in the chat. Might put you in a jar.
Oh, didn't they already? Didn't they put both of us in a jar at one point? Come on, I was there for that interview. Come on,
it's about a big jar.
Then let's see. Yeah, that's Tuesday. I got that podcast interview tomorrow. I have a business meeting that's going to be right before I go to my regular job, but hopefully it'll be worth it because I will be dealing with one of my business partners, none other than William Shatner, for a movie that Bonkers is actually part of.
Yes. What is it? Is it an 18 rated one, or is it like a 24-year rated? I've just noticed something. Why is my nose so red? You noticed that?
You know what they say. Well, it's a little early for Christmas, don't you think, there, Rudolph?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer has a very
shiny nose.
I wasn't going to
and
say
if
that.
You ever saw it, the hunter would like to know.
We've went mad. Dakota's going to be seeing William Shatner. William Shatner's a great singer, by the way. See if you do meet him, tell him that I think he's a brilliant singer.
Yeah, it's over a Zoom call tomorrow, and it's basically to go over the logistics about getting his new movie out called You Can Call Me Bill. It's a documentary about his career. Something that he's want to do because he's starting to realize that he doesn't have much longer on this earth, so he wanted to do something special.
Tell him Scotty wants to interview.
Trust me, I've been trying, but I can't get it past his people.
Damn it, Captain! We're all gonna die! We're doomed!
Because if they will think about it, I think an interview with William Shatner would be awesome. He loves doing those unexplained mystery shows. So I think that would be an awesome show to have.
What's that, Dobby? Sorry, I had trouble brewing on the street. Tried to call the cops, but not answering. Typical police force. They're probably all sitting eating donuts and drinking tea and coffee and harassing somebody.
Yeah, hopefully, hope you do all right. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but it is the summer. And please, for the love of God, people, stay off your phones while driving.
I know. I
scared the shit out of a kid because I had to blare my horn because they were coming close and clipping me while I was driving.
Yeah,
I saw they were on their phone. I went, they will damn near throw it out their window.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on Friday We've actually got an interesting case we're going to talk about. I'll set it up through the week. So.
And maybe, and I got quite a few leads out on several different guests, so we'll see what happens next weekend. Because, well, who wants to start some bingo cards?
Yeah, a question. If you want to support Bald and Bonkers, please send it through PayPal for Bald and Bonkers, because we're not monetized, because we talk the truth, like other channels on YouTube that talk absolute utter shite and stick up for basically the folk that are idiots. You know?
Yeah, of course. We have merch, we have donations links. If you want to publish a book through us, and by the way, I think October finally sent in a manuscript.
Did she send one in? So there you go. I might have somebody else with you too.
All right. Don't overload me, man.
It's only like 5 million pages or something like
that. What is it? What is it? Your style of writing? My God. 5 million pages, only 2 sentences, and he expects me to make a book out of that? Come on!
I've got one. I was born. I died. The end.
I think you need to utilize ChatGPT to write your books more. At least there'll be content.
I don't know. I was going to put some of my subscriptions.
It's free, man. It's free, man.
Because of legal reasons, I've had to name these other names. So
that means he's talked shit about you.
Yes. So I would I do that? Wait, that's a good.
Yes.
I could do that to people that I don't like. I couldn't I? I never thought about that. I could say there was this big baldy arsehole that used to annoy me. I'll have to put that one
in. We should probably end the show here. Otherwise, we're just rambling at this point. Have a good week, ladies and gentlemen. And if the skies let you, look up, because you never know what you're going to see these days. Was that a whale call?
Yes, exactly.
Thanks for tuning into the Bald and Bonkers Show. If you enjoyed the show and want to show your support, head over to our website at baldandbonkers.net. There, you'll find our merch, services, and more. Thanks for being part of the Bald and Bonkers family, and we'll see you on the next episode. And remember, always keep an open mind and an open heart. You never